a whole nother rally that he has to get to. Do y'all just think that this ain't Biden we dealing with, okay? He got to go to bed before 8 p.m. The man is trying to be the leader of the free world, as at least it used to be called. I don't know what they call it now. Probably look at the United States and say, those fools. And he got a whole rally because I'm looking at that on a different YouTube channel, watching all those people all excited about that man. So they should wait because you coloreds can't get your shit together. 2:15 for something that's supposed to start at 1 o'clock for someone running for president of the United States, a former president at that. That is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. And these are supposed to be journalists. These are supposed to be, you out here making a big deal about the fact that they can't believe that you're giving him a space to talk. You're a journalist. So you're only supposed to talk. If y'all don't see, not y'all, but you know I'm talking about. If y'all don't see how biased the damn news is, then I don't know what to tell you. Their job is to report on the news and give an unbiased opinion. If this ain't as biased as you coloreds are, then I don't know what to tell you. It was disgusting. But do you think any of these coloreds will say this? I promise you, once I do check out the blogs, they did their thing. They did their thing. They told him from what I saw. Excuse me. It looked like he told you. From what I saw, it looked like he told you and held his daggone own. He didn't change for nothing. He said, I don't give a damn that you black chick. This is what it is. 3 biatches. Long neck is the only one I'm familiar with. Shout out to Harris Faulkner. In the April and somebody the hell else, child. And then they got mics from Dalton, Illinois. Child, maybe they got it from me. Maybe they got mics from me, child. We doing good today, y'all. We doing good today. Child, it's not even the mic, it's the damn sound system, but I digress. Anyway.
This discussion continues a decades-long tradition during election years of inviting journalists to discuss the policies and their impact with the candidates who are running for president and the impact of those policies, especially in Black communities. Former Presidents George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton have attended the NABJ conventions either as presidents or as presidential candidates in past years. NABJ is currently in conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris's team to schedule a Q&A either in person or virtually in September.
She said, F y'all, I'm gonna hang out with Meg. She said, F y'all, I got a D9 event to go to. F y'all, I got more important things to do. Donald Trump then came over here, waited with your late asses, ran on over to his rally, and Kamala ain't got time for you colors, but y'all want to sit up here and try to shove that woman down our faces, or down our throats? She can't even come to see the colors, but she can hang out with Meg and Quavo out in ATL. All right, cool, whatever. Whatever y'all say, child. You missed me with all this bullshit about voting for Kamala because she Black. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm going to get to it. She need to sit down somewhere and let somebody talk to her so they can ask her some damn questions so that she could turn around and have some damn answers, or turn around and say something just as foolish that y'all seem to forget about.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
We supposed to forget all about that stuff, child.
As journalists, we use opportunities like these both to inform our reporting, but also to help voters understand the choices that they face in a consequential and historic election year. NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact-check this conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media using the hashtag NABJFactCheck. Again, the hashtag is NABJFactCheck. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time, so let's bring out the
all damn audacity. We have a lot to do, and we don't want to waste any time after you done already wasted over a damn hour. Yes, I'm calling it out because it's unprofessional. Shout out to Black Isis up in here. Thank you so much, honey. Said Trump smacked the lady in the blue weave off her. You know what? She's so crazy. Shout out to you, hon. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new.
President of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump.
Child, who picked this music? So y'all can't even clap? So you telling me y'all couldn't even clap for this daggone man? Wow. Wow. Woo, you definitely showing your ass today. That's crazy. No respect whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Why did you even bother to invite this daggone man? I'm telling you, it was a play and a ploy to try to get back. They may have had good intentions up front, because I thought maybe they really did. Personally, initially, I'm like, all right, at least they want to hear the other side. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being ignorant and saying, I don't want to hear nothing, right? But then you late. Then you don't even, your crowd doesn't even show any respect to even clap for the daggone man. Nobody said you had to give him a standing damn ovation, child. Okay. How are you? How are you?
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying
that's the elephant in the room. Child, when she said the elephant in the room, I would assume that she would be talking about Sonia Massey. He talked about Nikki Haley. Ain't Nikki Haley white? Child, I can't. Shout out to our girl with the info. She was in Houston doing. You coloreds.
That they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir.
Child, she didn't cover 10 different things talking about the elephant in the room. Child, that's a zoo you just named. What are we talking about right now? Well, let's address the elephant in the room. We got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now, and then she's going to say women of color. So in other words, you're just going to lump everybody on up in here as the National Association for Black Journalists and just take everybody on in. Because when they say person of color, that's not just you coloreds. They talking about everybody. Child, please. Shout out to Decline. Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Shout out to Decline Management. He said Nikki Haley is Indian. Yeah, lump them all in, child. Lump them all in to try to make your point with your horrible attitude. No smile, no kind words. I can't even believe she shook his damn hand. Shout out to my girl. She said she came out totally out of order. Absolutely. This is so. I'm gonna try to let it play, y'all. It ain't even that long.
Now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very...
Damn, he said y'all was broke. He said y'all was broke. Ooh, child, don't be trying to, you see, y'all do this crap and you look crazy, and now somebody like me is like, child, I gotta go with the normalcy. All right, I gotta go with the normalcy. Child, this is crazy.
Very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense.
Ooh.
And then you said you can't do it with Zoom. Well, you know, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming.
What?
And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working, or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer the
very
question on
nasty
your
question.
rhetoric and why you
I
believe
have
that
answered
Black
the
voters will
question.
trust you with another
I
4
have been
years.
the best president for the Black population since Abraham Lincoln.
Better
That's my answer.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act.
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace. I really do.
Let me just ask.
I agree. I agree. Just disrespect upon disrespect upon disrespect. I told you from what I saw later and from what I'm seeing now, it's exactly what I say about you biatches all the time. Don't tell me, because I'm a black woman and I know you biatches. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. This is journalists. This is journalism. These are people who are supposed to be unbiased. These are the most biased people ever. Let me just say the lady in blue, child, because I ain't heard nothing. Sure Harris isn't, and I don't know who the woman in the middle is. But the lady in blue, whoever she is, definitely disrespectful, hostile, rude. You asked him to come. He came. You telling me, did you even give him any water? Did you? Well, I see water there. So did you go offer him water? Did y'all come talk to him while you was late? Were you kind? Did you say hello? Did you smile? Because I ain't seen none of that. But it's okay for y'all to act like that. When someone says that black women have nasty attitudes, then you're going to get mad and call it racist. Well, what the fuck are we watching right now? What the fuck are we watching right now? That's exactly what's going on right here. Unnecessary. Your guest that showed up. You will give Kamala, it'd be, hey, girl, hey, sis, ski woo, way, hey, whatever the fuck it is. And you would be doing that all over the place. She could come an hour late and you would be okay with it. You barged in on his time and you want to be nasty like that. But the colors are supposed to ignore that, right? We're supposed to just ignore that, right? We ain't supposed to see what we see. Child, I know that you biased people like Keefus up in the chat here don't see anything wrong that the coloreds do. That's why the coloreds is last in everything, that they shouldn't be top of shit they shouldn't be, and always going to be behind because you can't be corrected for shit. You know everything, and yet the stats and the numbers tell something different. And you refuse to hear anyone else because it's racist, white supremacy, discrimination, Jim Crow, redlining, blah, 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 blah. It can't be anything else like you doing with the colors, with Roland and that biatch in blue and child, all the rest of them. Child, you know who I'm talking about. They tell you what to do. Y'all ready to step and fetch it and fucking do it instead of looking at your own shit, doing your own research, listening to fucking blogs and shit. Then you think you're going to tell somebody. That's why she acting like that. Because she thinks she running something. You can't even run your own shit. How the fuck are you going to tell somebody? Child, let me calm down. Child, let me calm down. Y'all done already pissed me the fuck off. Shut up. Oh, Lord. Shout out to you, hon. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. He said, hey, lady, I've been super sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We was just talking about you. But they didn't expect Trump to show up. I promise you that's exactly what they thought. They was going to get him into something so they could go out and carry on about it. He don't care about black people. Oh, you black men. That's where it was going to go. Oh, you black men. Oh, you black men. You should listen to black women. Kamala couldn't be bothered to show up and they came for his head out the gate. Ninjas. Abso-damn-lutely. Always thinking they know shit and don't know a GD thing.
A follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that?
DEI is the acronym for diversity, equity, and inclusion. He's asking you, what the fuck does it mean? Because so many people just want to change what words mean. What does it mean at the end of the day? You trotted this out after 2020 to try to act like everybody got to do everything for your colors when you don't want to do anything for your GD cells. You want someone to give you everything, and then the people that you want the shit from, you treat like shit. Then you turn around and wonder why you don't get shit. Maybe if you learn how to act, maybe, just maybe, you could get something. Because y'all now trying to say that when people use DEI, a word that y'all wanted, a word that y'all came up with, now you saying that it means the N-word. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. We done been using DEI in the corporate America. We might not have used that acronym. We've been doing this for years. Y'all just get bamboozled and fooled, and you think you doing something. Y'all wanted the shit. You got it. You still mad. Never thinking about the future. Never thinking about anything else except for what the fuck it is that you want. That's all you care about. Then when it crashes and trashes the rest of us, you ain't got shit to say.
Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it.
Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage. And she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black. And now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She is always identified as a Black woman.
I respect.
Do you hear the crowd? I can't do this. I cannot do this. Do you hear the crowd? Wow. Y'all know, I already know what these blogs is going to say. I know Roland is mad. I didn't already pull the post from Roland. He was mad. He wasn't mad that it didn't start on time. He ain't had shit to say that it started out almost an hour and a half late. He just mad because Donald Trump is talking stupid, as he said. Who would want to be interviewed by Roland? Like, he gonna talk about Trump, but look at the faces that he makes. Look at the things that he says. But somebody's supposed to give a damn about Roland? Like, he's so much better, him and his unprofessional ass self. I can't do it. Shout out to Styles by Miss Bobby in the building. Thank you so much, hon. I can't. And Donald Trump is being Donald Trump. Like, what do y'all want from this man? Like I said plenty of times, he's just as simple as he wants to be. I'm not even trying to be negative, child. He could be talking to my how old is she? 4-year-old granddaughter, child. They would have a great conversation, okay? What do y'all want from this man? Y'all thought he was gonna come here and say what now? Just because you colored? Just because you colored, he was supposed to come here and do what? If he came here and started using slang or said something about I got hot sauce in my bag, y'all would allow that and accept that. Or if he came over here talking about if you don't have any problem with me and Biden, me or Kamala, you ain't Black, you would have a fit. But somehow, some way, when Joe does it, it's not a problem.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't Black.
Trump ain't saying nothing else for the rest of us that are free thinking, that ain't gonna go along with the get along, that have questions to ask, that want to know exactly what the hell it is that she's doing. Because me personally, I don't give a damn about no Roe v. Wade, and I don't give a damn about no maternal health. That's not my issue. So if you ain't gonna start talking about the migrant situation and the damn crime and the economy, especially with all of y'all who's the most disproportionately, how does that go? what is his name? Mr. Rogers. I mean, how does Mr. Rogers' song go? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Who's the most affected by every damn thing that happens? I'll figure it out. But y'all want to play games about dumb shit when you got serious shit that you should be asking this man about. What do you plan on doing with the economy? What do you plan on doing as far as what are y'all waiting for? A black hate crime bill. Ask about the damn police. You know, stuff that matters. Not talking about Nikki Haley. You call people names, child. We don't give a fuck. I don't. Stupid. Thank you.
Either one. College. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask. Continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean,
that is a dumbass question. Your journalism at work, that is a dumb ass question. The woman was picked by Biden. So you should be asking that question to Joe fucking Biden. He's the one that made her the VP. What do we do? This is a journalist, allegedly, y'all. This is who you're listening to get your news from. You don't see no bias, no slant, no nothing around here. This is how you treat your guest. Goodbye. These are the people that have, these are the educated. The most educated. Lord have mercy.
I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length, and we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that.
Well, you told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion. Look, I want to talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were coming today, we really got to see that we are divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender. And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr.
they're taking.
All right, that's a little goofy. Child, that's a little goofy. You should have been ready for that question if you were going to say black jobs, in my opinion. All right. So, you know, that's a little goofy now, especially when you said journalism, because because child, even though the freaking people could come over here and be journalists, because child, just go ahead and just only talk to the people that you like with the things that you like. And that's supposedly allegedly journalism today, even though that is exactly what it's turned into. What did we say? Let's bring back, what were we saying, Amanize? Let's bring back Walter Cronkite and Peter Jennings. Where are those people at? I mean, I know they're deceased. Rest in peace to all of them. Barbara Walters, real journalists, not this mess today where you only care about what's on your side, quote unquote. Shout out to Kevin, the software tester. I appreciate you, hun. He says she needs to return her degrees. Absolutely. It's disgusting. Now the answer to this question is crazy, though, Trump. No. You should have been ready for that question.
Taking the employment away from black people. They're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And everybody's been seeing what's happened. The first group of people, the black population, is affected most by that. And Kamala is allowing it to happen. She's the border czar. She's the worst border czar in the history of the world. There's never been a border czar like this. She's never even essentially been. She said she was there once, but not the right part of the border. So she was a border czar. She's done a horrible job. These people are coming into our country and they're taking black jobs and Hispanic jobs. And frankly, they're taking union jobs. Unions are being very badly affected by all of the millions of people that are pouring into our country. And one thing, as we discussed, many of these people are coming in from mental institutions, from prisons, from jails. They're gang members in other countries. Other countries are setting loose their prisoners. They're opening up their prisons and their mental institutions, and they're taking their bad people, drug dealers, gang members, and they're bringing them into the United States. And by the way, their crime rate is going down, and our crime rate is going to be a disaster.
I think you might be wrong, Mr. Trump. Because Joe said, and through the transitive property, so did Kamala, that crime is down. And we know, because we be knowing, because we be looking. Crime is down. Crime is down. Now, all of a sudden, you colors seem to have forgotten, but we know, child, we know that you was mad, sad, and unhappy about the fact that the migrants came in and they got all that money and they got that debit card and they got those, shout out to Bunker TV, they got those mopeds. They got $7,000 to go find a moped. They started working for, Uber Eats and DoorDash, delivering newspapers. They was doing whatever it is that they wanted to do. Y'all was all upset. They put them in the daggone schools that's never been open because y'all allegedly claimed that you wanted it open, but you wasn't doing nothing about it. They opened it up for the migrants. Then you mad. You mad because somebody got something that you didn't get for the free. But your city was a sanctuary city. But you voted for Brandon over there in Chicago. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now you mad at him. Now you want to sue him. And now you have the opportunity to make that change. Now, mind you, more so locally than anything, but let's just go ahead and go with the president. You have the opportunity to make a change. He'll do something about crime. He'll do something about migrants. He'll do something about the daggone economy, but you can't get past the fact that Kamala is black and he racist. I tell you, you coloreds, child, you be coloring and we be laughing. Shout out to Prince Elian in the building. Thank you so much, hon. He said his best answer should have been Democrats are letting immigrants into the country to replace the black population. Yeah, his team didn't properly prep him. And I believe he goes off a script any daggone way. We spoke up, Take Heed. Take Heed is in the building. I see you, hon. I appreciate you. But Embrace Villainy, I think, said blue collar jobs, which, no one really respects a blue collar worker. OK, they don't respect what the hell it is that they do because they don't know, because they think that's people that work at Bank of America and Wells Fargo and all those places and pharmacy companies and stuff. They think those are the only people that make money, when you don't even realize that the blue collar workers, shout out to y'all, are the people that make the world go round. Let them go ahead and say that they not going to deliver the mail anymore in Chicago. Y'all going to be upset. Those are the black damn jobs. Not saying that white people don't get them. Almost every single man, every single uncle I know has been a postal worker. Let me rephrase that. Most of my uncles have been postal workers and they've made damn good lives out of it. Damn good lives out of it. But y'all would never think about that, right? Now, child, that health insurance that we was talking about when we was talking about mental health over there on Ammonize's channel, you get a job, you get health insurance, and you can get some mental health help. When you're dependent on the government, you get what the hell it is that they give you. But y'all, I don't know shit, child. Y'all make sure you hit the damn like button.
President, I want to get into how you address some of the issues with black communities. And I say that plural because we live in communities of color that are different. We're not all the same. We don't vote the same. We don't think the same. Sure. It's not monolithic. So as you come here today, I want to talk about something that bursts, and this is the weight of the inflation on this country right now. The nonprofit Money Management International recently released data from its mid-year analysis that we have found a 52% rise in people who are seeking counseling for being in credit debt. They're paying for food that is sky high on their credit cards, and now they can't pay that off. The credit counseling nonprofit MMI, as I said, is saying now that they've seen surges that they haven't seen since we were in a pandemic of people in financial trouble. Much of that falls on the shoulders of single moms, single black moms, when you look statistically. Yeah. How do you turn it around? What's your plan for the black community when it comes to money?
So, first of all, it's very hard to hear you for whatever reason because of the fact that they have bad equipment, because I guess, this woman was unable to get the right equipment. But it's very hard for me to hear you, but I can hear every other word. It's very difficult, actually. But so I don't know if they can fix it or do something with it.
Shout out to Big Tiff.
I'll do the best I can with it. The inflation is absolutely destroying our middle class, our working class, virtually every class. Inflation is a disaster in our country. Inflation is a country buster. It breaks every country. And we had, in my opinion, the worst inflation we've had. They say it's 58 years, but I think it's much more than that. It's been devastating. And if you just take a look at a lot of things they don't include, like interest rates. Interest rates went from 2.4% to 10%, and you can't get the money. People can't buy houses. They no longer have the American dream. Young people, young black people, they don't have the American dream anymore. They can't buy a house. They can't borrow the money because of the cost of the money. They can't buy because of the cost of housing, because of the cost to build it, because of inflation. Inflation is a disaster, and it's destroying our country, and it's destroying the black community probably as much or more.
So what do you do?
Than any.
What's your plan?
You know what we have to do? We have to bring down the cost of energy, and that's going to bring down the cost of inflation. This was all started with a bad energy policy by Joe Biden. By the way, just if I might, I was running against a man named Biden.
All right. So I picked this part up. So let me pause for a second. Nobody seems to care about that anymore. Nobody seems to care about that. Child, when I say we need to ask questions to Kamala, why ain't she here so we can ask those damn questions? Why is she not here so we can ask those damn questions? Now all of a sudden y'all want to act like you forgot about the daggone inflation. The eggs is high, the milk is high. You can't afford to live. You can't afford to stay. You can't afford to eat. You can't afford to do any damn thing. Now all of a sudden ain't nobody got no damn questions about the shit. All of a sudden ain't nobody got no damn questions about the shit. Child, see, you go ahead and you listen to not him, those people, right? Or Roland or Tamika, where all they're going to say is racism. Y'all don't want the American dream anyway. Let's be honest. Shit, tell the truth, shame the devil. You colors don't want no damn American dream. Y'all want somebody to give you something. That's your dream of America because you think you're owed something. Excuse me, you are owed nothing, but you want to continue to think that someone owes you something. And if you see someone getting it, i.e. the migrants, then you're mad because you can't get it. Now, mind you, I do believe that we should be up in arms about what it is that's being taken by them. At the same time, y'all don't be doing it right because y'all sit up here and elect the same damn people, or you start to sit up here and start saying stuff like, but Kamala is black and we gonna vote for her because you want symbolism more than you want to help your damn self. Then you end up in the same damn situation and then y'all say shit like, it don't matter who up in there. It don't help the black community. Black community don't help itself. Y'all wanted to defund the police. Police have been defunded. You mad when they don't come. You mad when they do come. They can't do anything right. They all ain't right and neither are y'all. But y'all expect the police to be perfect at every single time while we watch body cam, while y'all show that you ain't scared of nobody. Interesting that we have this issue now. I've said it before. With regard to what happened in Springfield, just like 4 years ago, we had George Floyd. Interesting how that worked. And that's all you're supposed to focus on. And then you're supposed to be all up in your emotional feelings. And you're supposed to go ahead and vote blue no matter who. After all this talk of the Democrats don't ever do nothing for us, black people are so loyal, they never get anything, disproportionate. Y'all say it your damn selves. We're disproportionately affected. We're disproportionately affected. We're disproportionately affected. We're disproportionately affected. Y'all like that song. You like that song. That's why you like saying it. And then somebody's supposed to feel sorry when you say that and then give you something. That's what that plan is. I peeped that shit. We ain't dumb over here. Shout out to
Biden. You probably saw that. And he was losing very badly in the polls. And then he had a rather bad debate. I would say it was a bad debate. I would say it was one of the worst debates in history. And his poll numbers crashed. And instead of saying, let's keep going and maybe something happens the other way, they said, oh, we're going to replace him. Let's just replace him. That's like you're in a fight. A prize fighter's in a fight. He's not doing where you say, let's bring in another fighter. So our whole campaign was steered toward him. And now we have to steer it toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy. They have policies of open borders. unbelievable open borders, horrible energy policies. They want to get rid of, as you say, gasoline in cars. They want to get rid of oil. They want to get rid of efficient heating.
Mr. President.
Environmentally, what they're doing is killing our country. They're absolutely destroying our country. But the inflation is the thing that's hurting the black worker, the black population, and every other population within our country. Inflation is the worst it's been, I think, in over 100 years. And they'll fact check it. They'll say it's only 58. Whatever it may be, they don't add all the numbers. They don't add the really bad numbers, and you can check that too. But inflation, Harris, is absolutely destroying this country and the people in our country. Yes,
Mr. President, can I?
Well, now they want to act like it doesn't exist and ignore it because, you know, racism. Who cares that y'all can't afford nothing? Who cares that you just was talking about you can't eat, ain't nothing in your refrigerator, the food is too high, you can't afford to live, you can't afford to go on vacation, even though plenty of people are going on vacation, plenty of people are finding a way, plenty of people still going to Target, plenty of people still drinking Starbucks. I know because I be there, but you get on Tickety Talk and talk about what you can't afford, and what you can't afford, and yet you're affording it all. Child, anyway.
Right? Listen, the reality also is this. Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Because I've lost all respect for that bitch. BICTH. And I'm standing.
We do not care